everybody and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I really hope you're all doing okay. Let me know down in the comments. Let's chat about your day. In this video, it's a bit different. I'm filming just a chatty get ready with me. I do this look. And I'm just going to talk about if I had all the money in the world to buy makeup, these are the eyeshadow palettes I would buy. I'm just going to start by saying that this is a bit of fun. It's not meant to be taken too seriously. I'm not about to go out tomorrow and buy all these palettes. There are some palettes on this list that I will never buy because I just don't see the need for them. And there are some palettes that aren't on this list that I will end up buying for testing purposes or because I just want to. Let me know in the comment section if there are any palettes on your wish list and what they are and why. Let me know if there are any palettes in here that you don't think should be on my wish list because they're bad quality or anything, because that's something I would like to know. But other than that, I really hope you enjoy the video. Let's get on with it. I'm gonna do these in no particular order, just any old order really. So I'm gonna start with Makeup Revolution because I actually own quite a lot of Makeup Revolution. And I quite like Makeup Revolution. First up, the Patricia Bright Rich in Colour palette. My thing with Makeup Revolution is first of all that their collaboration palette's miles better than all the others. And the Patricia Bright palette is beautiful. It is a bright, colourful palette. We all know how I feel about them. Please ignore my hair. It's doing its own thing. And I think it looks amazing and it's been on my list for a while. But if you see me looking down here, the list is down here. Forever Flawless Birds of Paradise palette. This is one of their ones that comes in a tin, and I've heard the ones in the tin aren't that bad. Obviously another colourful palette. What do you expect? Yeah, I think it looks nice. So it went on the list. I've written down the Roxxsaurus collab, the Colour Burst one. She's done 3 eyeshadow palettes now and this is really the only one I find interesting. No shade to her, I've seen a couple of her videos. She seems like a lovely, lovely person. We just clearly have different vibes, which is fine. But yeah, this one with that top row of colourful shades just calls to me, and I actually do want to test her collabs because she has a blush palette and some lip products and some other stuff, so I do want to test to see if her collabs are any good. So maybe I can do a video on that, but if I do, it'll be this palette that I pick. On the Forever Flawless Ice, which is another tin one, but it's the blue one. I am really into blues and greens in terms of eyeshadow, so this palette just looks beautiful in my opinion. Next, moving on to Obsession, which is like a sister brand of Makeup Revolution. The only palette I'm interested in is the X Tiffany Illuminati Kaleidoscopic Dreams palette. It's a rainbow palette. I know, I'll roll my eyes with you. Yeah, it just looks really nice and colourful, so that went straight on the list. Should I do a testing Obsession video? I know they don't do a full face, but I could do that. So let me know if you want to see it. On XX Revolution, I've written down the Extravaganza palette, which is obviously the rainbow one. But they've recently announced, well, they've half announced, I saw it on Instagram the other day, is it called like the Dreams palette, Cloud palette? I don't know. But it looks like almost a pastel rainbow version. And I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know if I want it. So I'm hedging my bets and I'm going to put it on the list anyway. These look great. I've seen Make Me Up Missa do a review of the Extravaganza palette and I feel like she thinks it's fine. So yeah, I would probably enjoy it because it's a rainbow palette. So I added it to the list, and this new Cloud Dreams palette looks fine. For I Heart Revolution, the only palette I'm interested in by them is the Sprinkles palette. I did recently do a testing I Heart Revolution video, and I didn't buy the palette because I already had another chocolate bar palette to test, which I'd won in a giveaway. But if I were to buy another chocolate bar palette, it would definitely be the Sprinkles palette. Let's move on to Beauty Bay. I love Beauty Bay palettes. Their quality, amazing. They've recently brought out the Fiery 2.0 palette. It's beautiful. It looks so pretty and I kind of want it. And then I was talking to one of my friends on Instagram about the Bright palettes. I have the Bright Matte palette, but she said the other Bright palette, the one with shimmers in it, she said that the Bright palette with the shimmers in it is really good, so now I kind of want that too. But I'll wait for them to go on sale because they have sales fairly often. Okay, next brand is Be Perfect, and the only palettes I'm interested in are the Stacey Marie ones. I've looked at their other palettes, meh. Stacey Marie palettes. I don't want all of them. I'm never gonna want all of them. I might end up buying all of them, but that doesn't mean I want all of them. I just have issues. So I think the one I'm most drawn to, and I sort of ummed and ahed about it, I think it's the Carnival XL Pro. I think that's the one I would go for if I had to buy one. I guess this is if I had all the money in the world, but it's excessive. I know that a lot of people do own all of them and there's nothing wrong with that. I just don't think I would need all of them. Also, I couldn't fit them all in my flat. So yeah, I think if I had to pick one, I would go for the XL Pro. I think when I hit 100 subscribers on YouTube, I'm going to get myself a little gift. I'm also going to do a giveaway in case you didn't know. And I think I might get myself the Stacey Marie Carnival XL Pro palette as a well done me. I like to treat myself, I can't help it. The Kimchi Naomi Smalls Mad Maxine palette. I can't read my own writing, I don't know what it says. I love Drag Race. If you didn't know that about me, I do love Drag Race. And I love Kimchi and I love Naomi Smalls. So I kind of just want the palette to support them. But I also kind of want the palette. I kind of want the palette because it's a rainbow palette and I like rainbow palettes. So yeah, that went straight on the list. Urban Decay. Now I was actually talking to my friend about Urban Decay a few weeks ago, and I'm not massively bothered by any of their palettes. I know a lot of people owned the Naked Heat, and I used to want it, but now I kind of don't. If I were to get any of the Naked palettes, it would be either Cherry or Honey. Those are the two that interest me the most. So I put those two on here, but I didn't put any others because I kind of think the whole Naked theme has been done to death and none of them are that revolutionary. And also, I disagree with the whole like Naked, was it the ultraviolet one? I thought the whole point of the Naked palettes was for them to be like naked shades. I don't know, maybe I'm reading that wrong, but the point is that those are the only two I'm interested in. I looked at Ace Beauté. This is a brand I haven't really heard much about, but their Oceanic palette is beautiful. It's obviously blues and greens and things like that. I'm hoping there are pictures of stuff somewhere, but that's for editing Effy to deal with. Beautiful palette, went straight on the list. I actually might buy it, so you might see that soon. Cosmetics. Now I've said before, I think in my eyeshadow palette collection video, that their little 16 pan food and location related palettes, I kind of want all of them because I love the shimmer formula. Stand by that statement, I still want all of them. But I did narrow it down to Trendy in Tokyo, because that's the colourful one. Mimosa, because that colour scheme, that's my sort of colour scheme. The whole yellowy pinks, love it. And Avocado Toast. Now, Avocado Toast might seem a little bit off, but I have a friend on Instagram and she says she has it and she says it's really good, and now I just want it. Next brand I looked at was Sample Beauty, and for those I've written down the Painter's palette for obvious reasons. I won't bore you. The Hydrographic palette, again probably an obvious choice, it's colourful, I like it. But also the Rain palette, I think this is a beautiful palette. No other words, it's just stunning. I like the name, I think it looks regal, I think it looks beautiful. I just want it in my life. And actually I think if I were to buy one of these 3 palettes, I would actually go for that one. Okay, next brand is NYX. Now obviously the Ultimate Brights palette is on here. What is my hair doing? Obviously Ultimate Brights right on the list, but I also looked at the Ultimate Phoenix palette. I think that is a stunning palette. I quite like red eyeshadow. I just do. I took my bun out, it was annoying me, it's just a hair bubble now. Next up, I found a brand on Beauty Bay that was ridiculously priced. Is it Vizart or Vizart or Viziart? I don't know, but their prices are ridiculous. It was like over £100 for a rainbow palette. If I had all the money in the world, I would buy it just to find out what on earth makes it worth the price. If I had all the money in the world and I had to buy, and I was buying one to see why it's worth that much, I would obviously pick the rainbow one, because I own a lot of rainbow palettes and I feel like I could buy way more rainbows with the same amount of money, and I don't see why it's worth that much. So that one is more just a curiosity issue. Doll Beauty. I have a couple of pairs of their lashes that I need to try. Their Sweet Treat Peaches and Pop Tart palette looks so pretty, and the packaging looks incredibly extra. I don't know if I would ever get it because it looks like a pain to store, but it looks like a nice palette and that's a nice colour scheme, so I put that on the list. Do they have other palettes? Have any of you tried Doll Beauty palettes? Are they any good? Let me know, because I'm actually quite intrigued. Natasha Denona. Again, another brand that I genuinely don't see how they're worth the price. I've heard people say, oh, but they're so good and they're worth the price. And yeah. Right, first of all, I just want to say, whether something is expensive or not is subjective. What I find expensive and what I find affordable is not a definition, it is subjective, and what other people find expensive and what other people find affordable is also their opinion. I just don't know if I could ever spend that amount of money on a palette. I don't know if I'd ever be able to. Even if I were in a position where I could financially, it would be a lot for me to do that. But yeah, I wrote down her Sunrise palette. It's the only one that really appeals to me. I know some people are going to get mad about that, but I don't know. Her palette's just meh, in my opinion. Sorry. Huda Beauty. She has a lot of palettes. I didn't realise how many she had. Her big palettes don't interest me as much as her smaller ones. But I wrote down the Ruby Obsessions, Mint Obsessions and Lilac Obsessions, because I think I'd use the Ruby Obsessions quite a lot, and I don't have a lot of lilacs and mints in my collection, and they just look nice. They look very pretty. They're very pretty packages. I would want them in my collection if I had all the money in the world. I don't know how long my couch has been a mess, so if it's been bothering you, I apologise. But next up is Anastasia. If you saw my recent haul video, you'll know, I think that's up before this, but you'll know that I bought the Riviera palette, and that I've never really been too interested in buying her palettes, and the smaller palettes I'm still not that interested in. But the bigger palettes, she has 4 of them now, and again, a bit like the Carnivals from Be Perfect, I didn't want to write down all of them, so I kind of said you can pick one. And I wrote down number 2, but realistically, if I had to pick, I would probably and ah about it for quite a while. I would probably go with 2, because I think that's the most appealing to me. But I know not everyone will make that decision. Next up is Rude Cosmetics. I actually have a couple of Rude Cosmetics makeup bits. I won a giveaway that they held in collaboration with Makeup by Tammy. I won it like the end of last year, and they sent me some of their stuff, and I will do a testing video, but I don't know whether to do just a testing video with what I have or to pick up a few extra bits. But in terms of palettes that I don't have, and I think I have the Lingerie palette or something like that, which is a completely matte palette, and I have the United Shimmerdom palette, which is a completely shimmer palette, so I'm very excited to use those together. But in terms of other palettes that I don't have, I wrote down the Roaring 20s palette. I just think it looks quite nice. I would get quite a bit of use out of it. I know, again, it's not for everybody and that's fine. But yeah, I wrote that one down. I'm excited to try Rude Cosmetics. Like I said, just let me know if you want me to just get on with it and test what I have, or if you'd rather me wait a couple of weeks and pick up a few more items from them, because now they're sold in Superdrug, I think it would be very easy for me to just pick up a couple more items. Next up, I've written down Barry M, and I've written down the Neon Brights palette, obviously. However, I do want to do a testing Barry M makeup video soon, because I feel like they have some hidden gems. I feel like some people really love their stuff, so I do want to test a full face of theirs, so they will be done very soon. Like, I currently don't have anything for it, but they're not expensive, so I could easily do that at some point if you guys want to see it. But yeah, I think the Neon Brights palette just calls to me the most. However, I will say, when I do testing videos, I'm not always going to test the bright palettes. I may just pick up a more neutral palette because I know that's more appealing to other people. The next brand is Colourpop. Now, Colourpop is not sold here in the UK, so I will be doing an order from them. I actually have a couple of Colourpop pieces in my testing cupboard, so I will be doing a testing video of theirs at some point soon. So I've written down Make It Fearless, Fade Into Hue, Little Ray of Sunshine, and Honey. I don't have pictures of any of them in front of me, so I'm trying to remember what they look like. The Little Ray of Sunshine and the Honey one, I'm assuming are yellow shades. Maybe Sunshine is orange. I don't know. I know the Honey one is yellow, and I love yellow eyeshadow. Let me know what you think of Colourpop. I know that they're very cheap, which is obviously a big bonus, but let me know if you think their quality is any good, because I've never tried anything from them. Next up, I've written down Lois Cosmetics. Now, Lois Cosmetics is an indie brand here in the UK. They have 2 eyeshadow palettes, and at the point of filming this, they're like teasing about a 3rd one. So they have the Gone Rogue and the Metal Rose palette, and ideally I would buy both, and I probably will end up buying both because the brand just looks amazing. Like, the palettes are beautiful. The Gone Rogue palette is the more colourful one, but even the Metal Rose one is appealing to me. It's those sort of rosy pink shades that I go for. And then her new palette looks to be sort of green. It looks beautiful. From what I've seen from the teasers that she's put up, it looks phenomenal, and I will buy it. So I've also written down another person that I love is Makeup by Tammy. If you don't know who she is, check her out. She's phenomenal. But she owns her own makeup brand that has been going for, I think it's been going for quite a while, but I think she sort of like rebooted it recently, and she sells eyelashes and brushes and cake liners that I want to get. I want to get all of it. But she's recently brought out her own eyeshadow palette called Chasing Butterflies. And first of all, it's a beautiful palette. Can't deny it. It's a beautiful palette. She's very into colour. She's the entire reason I'm into colour, and so her palette was beautiful. I obviously want to support her. I already own her 3 palettes that she did with Makeup Revolution. So now, knowing that she has her own, I just want it in my life. I'm going to buy it. I need to do like a massive order from her website and just order the brushes, the cake liners, some lashes, the palette, everything, and then I'll do a testing video on it. And then now I haven't got anything else written down, but I know there are more palettes, so now we're going to just test my memory. So one of the, actually two of the ones that I want, if I were, actually I probably will end up buying these. They are the September Rose, the Slush and the Slush 2 palettes. I've seen Tammy talk about these, and I've also seen Hannah from Smoky Glow talk about them. So they look amazing, they're colourful palettes. Honestly, if you ever want me to buy an eyeshadow palette off you, just make it colourful and I'll buy it. Juvia's Place, I'm just going to quickly mention them because I haven't specifically written down any of their palettes, but I've been told that they are great quality, which I believe. However, my personal, makes it sound like I hate them. My personal issue with these palettes is that their colour schemes are usually a bit out there. Now, I love a good colour scheme, but personally I find them a bit daunting. I know they've recently come out with the like monochrome palettes, and I think they look beautiful, and I would probably pick up one of those. But yeah, I would definitely want to try Juvia's Place. However, they've taken them off Beauty Bay, so I don't even know where I would get them from now. Made by Mitchell. He has two palettes, actually maybe he has more than two. His two palettes look amazing. I think I prefer the Head in the Clouds one. And actually they've just gone on to Beauty Bay, so maybe I will check those out. But yeah, there are some brands I haven't put on here, probably because I forgot about them, I'm sorry, but partially because I just don't know what I want from them. My voice hurts a little bit. If you enjoyed this video, please do give it a thumbs up and drop me a comment down below. Let me know what palettes are on your wish list. Again, I just want to remind you all, this is not anything to be taken seriously. It's just talking about what eyeshadow palettes I find pretty, really. And a lot of them were rainbow palettes. None of you should be surprised about that. But anyway, I'm going to head off now. And I hope you are having a great day. I hope you have an amazing week. I'll be back next week with a new video. If you're interested in my content, please do consider subscribing. But anyway, I hope you have an amazing day and I will see you all in the next one. Bye.